Hey, what's going on, chess lovers? This is Maurice Bishop Chess. So y'all know my slogan: "Life is a game of chess." Hey guys, I have a beautiful game that I played against international master. Uh, I actually played the Wing Gambit, and for all y'all that don't know, the Wing Gambit is added, or the Wing Gambit course is added to the Maurice Bishop Chess University. So for all y'all that's actually enrolled into the course, you can actually see that course available in y'all student dashboard. I have a lot of information. It's very entertaining, and it's definitely something that you can actually use, and it's something that players are playing today, even online as well. So for all y'all that just wanted to learn the Wing Gambit, that course is available right now. All right, guys. So with this game, I wanted to show you. Obviously, I played as white. He played as black. I played e4, c5, and oh yeah, and also before I begin, this study forum, as y'all can see here, this is for all y'all that's enrolled. You will get all these notes and annotations and all of that, as well as everything else here. Even games that I played recently or whatever, you will get all these games as well, so you can see exactly how I approach certain moves that they do in the Wing Gambit as well. All right, guys. So e4, c5, b4, c catches b4, a3, d5 is played, and I go e catches d5. Queen catches d5, and then I go knight f3. I go knight f3, guys, because the trick that black tries to play is queen e5 check, where he will actually check the king, but also attack the rook on a1, which is why I have to play knight f3. Um, my opponent goes e5, and then I go a catches b4. All right. Bishop catches b4, and then I go c3. I go c3, guys, not only to prevent any piece from coming to d4, but also, guys, I would like to push the pawn, the d to the d4 as well, guys. My opponent plays knight or bishop c5, and then I play knight a3. As you can see with knight a3, I am threatening knight b5. Also, guys, if you look at this, white also has an open a file, which is a really big advantage for white's position. It's definitely very clever. After knight a3, my opponent goes knight c6, and then I go knight b5. Now, as you can see, guys, I'm threatening knight c7 on check, hitting the king and the rook, in which I'll be winning the rook. But also, guys, I'm also threatening um, the king as well as the queen, in which I'm threatening to win the queen. Black goes queen d8, and then, guys, what we do in this position, we just automatically push on d4. We're not worried about losing a pawn because, again, guys, we want to develop our pieces as fast as possible, and we want to get some attack going, right? So after d4, e catches d4. Now, before I go there, I do want to tell you about what if knight catches e5. This is not something that I will play, but this is an alternative move. If knight catches e5, knight catches d5, we have the move d4. If knight c6, we have d catches c5. And if queen catches d5, king catches d1, king f8, and then knight d6. And white definitely has an advantage, which is a really great advantage for white. But again, this is not how I want to play it. But I just wanted to show you those alternative moves. But how I played it, guys, I just played d4 right away. And then after e catches d4, which is what my opponent played, I played bishop f4, threatening knight c7 check, where I'll be hitting the king and a rook, in which I'll be winning a rook. So what does black does? My opponent plays bishop b6, preventing knight c7 check. You're probably wondering what happens if the king just moves the king f8. You know, if he plays that, I do have an alternative move where it's knight b catches d4. If knight catches d4, then knight catches d4, and then oh my bad, guys, I don't know what's going on with this. Um, yeah, so after knight b catches d4, knight catches d4, knight catches d4, and then knight f6. And then after knight f6, white can go bishop e2, getting ready to castle. So if knight e4, where he's actually attacking the pawn on c3. Uh, we just go queen c1. We just move that over, and then if bishop catches d4, c catches d4, queen catches d4. Where as you see, the queen is threatening queen catches f2. A check. We just castle king side. And white is actually fine in this position, and it's going to be very hard for black to even win a position like this due to. I'm going to show you why. So, obviously, the best move for black is probably g6. But even with that move, g6, we just go queen c7. With queen c7, guys, we're threatening bishop e5, in which we're hitting the rook on h8 and the queen on d4. If queen c5, he tries to exchange the queens, we can literally just go bishop a6 check. Uh, the mistake that most opponents will play is they'll play king g8, but of course this loses right away because we have queen d8, and then of course after queen f8, we go queen catches f8 checkmate. So after the bishop a6 check, if the king decides to go to e8, we'll just go queen f4, whereas we're hitting the knight on e4. And then, of course, guys, we do have a e file that's open for us where the rook can go to e1 as well. But right now we're attacking the knight on e4. And also getting out of the way of exchanging queens because we don't have no reason to exchange queens because we really have the pressure on him. If f5, rook c1 again, we get the c file. So if the e file is going to be blocked by the knight on e4, then we'll go to another file, which is the c1 file, which is also still good for us. Queen d6, bishop b5 check, bishop d7, bishop captures d7 check, queen captures d7, and then queen e5 check. And notice, guys, after this queen e5 check, we are hitting queen captures h8. Now, if king f7, we have rook c7, whereas, black will resign in this position now because we're actually about to win the queen. All right, so that's a little variation on the side for y'all to actually look at if the king goes to f8. But back to bishop b6. In his position, what I did is I went knight d6 check. After king f8, I go bishop c4. And I go bishop c4, guys, not only to develop, but also, guys, I'm also attacking knight catchers f7, where I'll be forking the queen and the rook as well. If obviously my opponent plays bishop e6 to stop that, I immediately take on bishop captures e6. He takes, and then I go queen b3. Now, at first, I thought about knight g5, but I figured queen b3 was actually the best move, because there are some other tricks that I have under my sleeve, which is why I go queen b3. But anyway, my opponent does some other move where he defends at the same time, but also attack my dark square bishop at the same time, which seems like a natural and strong move. But the problem with this is I go bishop g5. And now, as you can notice in this position, um, the black queen is actually limited of squares now. Obviously, he can't go e5 because the knight is covering this square. Obviously, this bishop is covering the whole diagonal. And then, of course, the queen can't go to f7 due to the knight on f7. And obviously not h6 because the bishop is here. And definitely not f5 square because the knight is on f5, and definitely not f4 because the bishop again is still here. So it seems like the only square that black can go to is queen g6, which is what my opponent did. And then, guys, I hit him with a monster move. A monster move, guys. I hit him with queen captures b6, guys. Queen catches b6. A very, very beautiful move, guys. My opponent actually took. I go rook catchers a8 check. Um, he goes queen e8, and then of course, guys, rook catchers e8 is checkmate. So yeah, guys, this was very, very nasty and very brutal game. Like, it was kind of like one of those no mercy type of games on the international master. Pretty crazy, guys. Again, guys, if you like this video, make sure you like, share, comment. Let me know what you think, and also, guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. All right, guys, peace.